Hi there, today I'm going to give you today's selections first of all, and then I'm going to go through the system builder and look at some ideas using trainers and how you can filter their form to see how that were, what conditions or what races they perform best at, okay? So first of all, I'm going to go to the notice board. I've posted today's selections here. These are posted every day for subscribers. And today's three are Iki Guy Star, 242 Stratford, Matchless 308 Perth, and Lalique 515 Southall. There's a link here under for all the results, and there's a link in the below the description of the video for that you can look at for all of this year and last year's results. Okay. There's also a link underneath the video in the description for a free ebook, Winning with Speed, showing you how our speed ratings and speed ratings in general can help you find winners that other punters won't be looking at. Okay, so let's go back to the system builder. So we'll open the system builder and I'll add three quick rules. Year greater or equal 2015. Flat or jumps. Jumps. Trainer name. Equals Neil Mulholland. Okay, we're going to look at Neil Mulholland. So I'm going to include the breakdowns, which you'll see below the results shortly. This is just a list of all the form factors that you can add or remove. That will break down the form into all of these categories that you can see and filter the form with, okay? So let's run these rules. Okay, so we can see that he's made a profit of 500 points. He's had a biggest winner at 252, so that would do half this profit roughly, and strike rate of 13%. Okay, and that's all including back to the year 2015. If we scroll down, we can see that this is the list of all his results. His last run was a winner on the 8th of July. And these are all the form factors. These are all the factors broken down. Okay, so he's made a profit in the majority of the last 10 years. Month of the year you can look at and see whether it's where he has or where a trainer. You can do this with any trainer, of course. December is not his best month, so that might be something you might want to not include. Class 1, this is something I definitely would be removing, okay? Class 1 races, he's only had not even 6%, plus a big profit loss. It's more about the percentages here, but there's a definitely, I wouldn't suggest Neil Mulholland somewhere does his best in Class 1 races, okay? So that's something I might be looking at. Courses we'll look at shortly. Non-handicap, does better in handicaps, but it's not too bad. The percentage isn't greater, but he has almost 3 times more runners in handicap races. Number of runners wouldn't really matter. Race distance you can look at as well, see if a trainer does better over a particular distance. Chase or hurdle, he has a better percentage over chases than hurdles, but not so much of a profit. But I would say that's I wouldn't be touching anything of that one for the time being. Class difference you can look at days since run, days since win. You can see days since run. He has a 30% strike rate when running horses within the last 7 days. Something you might want to take on its own and just use. Horses in the headgear. You can check all of these factors, okay? Last time out beaten favourite. Really looking at percentages first, okay? Previous runs in the UK. So whilst the percentage of, in fact, we've got horses that have never run before, horses that have had 1 run before, or horses that have had 2 or 3 runs before. All of these percentages are lower than certainly the 4 and the 20, okay? And you can see that the profit on the 2 to 3 runs is 212, or one of those was a 249 to 1 winner. So I think with Neil Mulholland, it would be worth suggesting that he does better with horses that have had. In fact, we could just say horses that have run between 4 and 20 times. Okay, this is certainly where the best percentage is. Okay, so let's add these two rules. We had the first one was, well, let's add that last one. Okay, number of previous runs between 4 and 20, and also not counting class 1, so class of race greater or equal to. Okay, so we can now run that again once we've filtered out those form factors. Okay, so we've now got, there's now 16% strike rate, so that's improved nicely, and the profit is still there, 22% return on investment. Okay, so this is something you could stick with now, and say once you've got yourself a system that you're happy with, or a set of rules, let's say, you can click declarations and you can apply the rules. Okay, this is to anything, and it will give you any of the runners today that qualify on these rules that you've saved. So he's got one runner today at Stratford in the 317. Okay, so what I wanted to do, add to this, was I wanted to look at the course names. So I'm just going to run that again with the breakdowns and go down to the course names. Okay, so if you double click bets, you can click any column on any breakdown to sort them. You can see that these are where he's had most of his runners. Okay, and as you can see, Worcester, Fontwell, Uttoxeter, Wincanton, Southwell, Taunton, Plumpton, blah blah blah, all the way down to all of these courses are in the, let's say, in the Midlands or in the south. Yeah, Market Rasen, Huntingdon, Exeter, Hereford, Fakenham, Bangor, Warwick, Wetherby, Cheltenham, all the way down to Doncaster. Okay, so that's the first. Apart from that, all of these you would say are in the Midlands or the North, I believe. Okay, then, but if we can hit the winning strike rate, okay, this shows where he's had the best strike rate. Now Toaster isn't there anymore, so we'll ignore that one. But what you can see here is you've got Sedgefield, Kelso, Aintree, Perth, Wetherby, Catterick. Okay, Hexham. These courses are in the north. Okay, so all these courses that have a 20%, he has a 20% strike rate at, or the majority, let's say not including Fakenham, Hereford, Fontwell and Ludlow. Okay, he has a 20% strike rate at. So it's quite interesting that most of his runners are in the south, but his better strike rates, the majority of his better strike rates are in the north. Okay. And if we look at the maximum BSP, the maximum prices of these horses that he's run predominantly in the north, you can see the BSPs are 10, 4.917, 8, 8, 13, 13, 10, 3. There's a 34 at Fontwell and a 24 at Ludlow. These are the two southern courses. Hexham 2. Okay, these are, so from all these courses that are in the north where he's had the better strike rates, also the BSPs are pretty low. Suggesting, I mean, a BSP of 7.8, what's that going to be? 5, 6 to 1. 10.45 is going to be about 7 or 8 to 1. So this would suggest to me that when he runs a horse at one of these northern tracks, okay, the odds aren't massive, so suggesting that they are fancied. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. If you wanted to, we could then highlight these courses or note these courses. So I would take Sedgefield, Kelso, Aintree. I would take Fakenham, Hereford, Perth, Wetherby, Catterick, and Hexham. Okay. and put these into your rules. Add a rule, course name, and then just tick if you're choosing one course, just equal. If you're choosing more than one course, you want in. And so I know that was there Hexham, and Sedgefield was one of them, wherever it is. Okay, so just tick the boxes of the courses you want to. Okay, and then you can add the system over here and save your rules. And again, this can be your Neil Mulholland microsystem or system from Neil Mulholland. Of course, you can do this for any trainer. Okay, I just think it's really interesting with this particular trainer that he has most of his runs in the south, but his better strike rates are in the north at, I would suggest, not massive prices. Okay, so hopefully that will give you some ideas for the sort of thing you can do. Okay, one more thing I was just going to show you on this again is you could look at, let's not go back so far, let's go back to 2022, jump racing again, and you could use, well, let's have chase racing. Okay, race type equals chase, and race distance 3 mile plus. Okay, we'll run that including the breakdowns. Okay, so this is just giving us a full list of all the runners that have run in 3 mile chase plus 3 mile plus chases since 2022. But this is where I wanted to go down to the trainer list. Okay, and here you can again sort by number of bets. Okay, you could sort by win percentages. I'm just going to show you very quickly how you can add a list of trainers. So I'm not going to go into this in too much detail, but I'm going to just show you, we've highlighted this by number of bets. So these are the trainers that have had the most runners. And if you go to the top and scroll down, and if we take all of those that have had, let's say, at least 20 runs over in 3 mile chases or more, okay, right over to the end, copy that, open a spreadsheet, paste it. Now, if we take this set of results and filter it by column D, which is the win percentage, okay, you've now got all the trainers that have had more than 20 runners in 3 mile chases plus by the strike rate. Okay, so Seamus Mullins has had 32% strike rate. What you can then do is you can, if you right click on column B, you can do this with a list of trainers or jockeys. Click insert, and then in B1, click equals A1, then the funny squiggly ampersand thingy, speech marks, comma, speech marks, and that will give you a comma after Seamus Mullins. Now let's say we wanted to go down to those with 18%, so we're going to go down to Martin Keeley. If you click Seamus Mullins, to the bottom right hand corner you can see a little green box. Drag that down to, where was I going to go to? I've forgotten now. Martin Keeley. So this has now put a comma after each of these trainer names. If you click copy that list, go back to our system builder, add a rule, which is trainer name in, paste that list. Okay, so now I've got that list. Now you've got let's just get rid of that for a second. You've now got all of those trainers with the better percent strike rates that have had 20 runners or more. You can apply the rules, and so you've got 21% strike rate overall, okay, and a return on investment of 40%. So this is a nice list of trainers that you could use going forward. Again, you can save this add this system over here to your saved systems. And again, of course, if you click declarations, open your system, click declarations, apply the rules. And there are none today. There's no qualifiers today, but this again is something you can keep and call your 3 mile chase, 3 mile plus chase rule or something like that. Finally, I am going to just show you 4 systems that I have, 4 trainers. And this again was a simple one to set up. Where are we? Lay flat. These are horses. This is looking at trainers who won last time out. So we've got laying flat trainers. So those trainers that don't do particularly well are following up a win. Those that do on the flat, same on the jumps, same on the jumps. Okay. So I did what I did previously. I found the best trainers, added them to my list. So we've got 2021 backwards on the flat, handicap race only, BSP less or equal 9. So we're not looking at huge prices. These are the race types. Last time out, the horse came first. And this, as we can see, is a lay. Okay, so it's saved it as a lay system. I'm going to take away include breakdowns, run the rules. Okay. And you can see a 462 point profit. If we just look at this year. Okay. 33 points. Okay. So that's one of the systems. If we quickly run through all of these, the same rules on the flat with just a different set of trainers. So these are trainers who do follow up, or who have a better strike rate of following up after a winner. Again, apply the rules. I'm pretty sure they're all positive from 2021. 475 points. If we look at just this year, 22. So what was the other one? Is it 32? Is that 50 points? For the flat, lay jump trainers. So this is more or less the same, again with a BSP less or equal 9. Here's our list of trainers. So these are the jump trainers that don't particularly follow up well after a win. Remove, include. This runs it a bit quicker. 352 points profit just this year. I think we were 50 before, so that's 67 points. And then back the trainers. So these are the horses, trainers who have a good strike rate of following up after a winner on the jumps in handicaps. And apply the rules. That's overall. So they're all showing a profit. And what's this one? 2025, 55 point profit. So I think that's over 110 points profit for these 4 systems for this year. And again, something very simple. Run it through without the trainer name. Look at the list of trainers. You can find other filters as well. And by using the method that I showed you on the Excel sheets, you can add your list of trainers. And I say you can add jockeys as well. Okay. So there we have a few angles on using the system builder to find some angles with the trainers. I think the Neil Mulholland trainers runners up north particularly is quite interesting, and something very easy to find on the system builder. Probably not so easy without something automated like that. And the 4 systems that I showed you for back in the lane trainers that would how positive or negative trainers are after running a horse after a winner. Some trainers are better than others, or have different plans, different ways of running their horses, and all this can be found using the system builder. Fingers crossed for the 3 selections today and for whatever you're backing. And thanks very much for watching, and I'll be back soon with another video.